Boom, what up guys? In this video, we're gonna be going through how we can start running all of these cool new LLMs, especially the open source ones, on our computers. Pretty cool, few steps involved, but with a few tools, we are going to show you how to do it. So that's what we're gonna get into right now. So I will say, prerequisite that you need to have in order to get this thing to actually work, you need to have a working Python version on your computer. But what we're gonna have by the end of it, which is gonna be pretty cool, is an interface just like this. So I'm sure probably everybody watching this video has been inside of ChatGPT, and it's got this cool little web interface GUI thing where we can come in and actually interact with the language model. And so that's what we're gonna be getting access to, an open source version of this, so that we can take any model that we want to run and run it on our own computer. And so there's really only two things that you need in order to get this thing to work. Again, the first thing I will say is you do need to have Python downloaded and working on your computer is the only prerequisite of that. If you don't have that, you're going to need to actually figure that out. And I will show you why that is, why it's the case that you need to have a specific version actually running on your computer. So the first things first is Ollama. So you go to the Ollama website is going to be your first stop on this journey. And there is this simple download button. So all you need to do is click download on that. It's going to prompt you for what your operating system is. I'm on a Mac, so I will download it for Mac OS. Now I already have this on my computer, so I'm not going to go through and actually run this thing. But what you would do is just open up that download, and then unpack the zip file that comes out of it. I can show you that real quick. So if we were to go in here and pop this open, and we can see here in the middle of our screen, we have this little, I'm not going to actually go through and do the full install, but basically this is all you need to do. So you would just come through here and hit install right on that. And then it is going to download it to your computer. From there, you can just start downloading models, which is pretty cool. And so, for example, if you wanted to run Llama 3.1, you would come in here and you'd have a basic command that you could come in and run from your terminal. So if I wanted to go in and actually do that, I can do that right here. So boom, I would type in the command that it gave me, Ollama run Llama 3.1, and it's going to run through its process, and it is going to start downloading that to the computer. It's going to tell you also the approximate file size. Some of these things are pretty big, and you'll notice that they have different parameter versions that you can use. So if you're doing something that's like a more of a lightweight use case, obviously you could use a smaller model. But if you're going to be doing some beefy stuff and you really want to run some really big models on your computer, you could download those. But again, they can get to be pretty big. And so I'm going to pause real quick while this downloads and then show you the next step. All right, so after it's done downloading, it kind of pops you into this little interpreter thing. If you want, you can ask for help and ask it other questions. I don't want to ask it anything, so I'm just going to exit. So it just actually, I think, asked it what exit means. Kind of run a Control D once it finishes. Goodbye. It was nice chatting with you. Okay. All right. So now that we have that downloaded, we can move on to the next step, which is open web UI. And so you can find this by just going to GitHub and looking for open web UI. And then you can scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you are going to have two commands. A really important thing that I will note, because this could be annoying for you if you don't pay attention to it. It has specific Python version that you need to use for this. What I would recommend is that if you don't have this specific version of Python, using a tool like PyEnv in order to manage your versions. It makes it pretty easy. If you want to check what your Python version is, you can just run the command python -- version, and it is going to tell you. Make sure the output of this number is 3.11, or else you are going to run into a lot of annoying problems. So after you've done that, all you're going to do is come over here and copy these commands. So the first one, pip install OpenWebUI. You're going to paste that in. I already have it, and so it's just flying through this, but some of these steps are going to take you a little bit longer, but there's nothing really special that you need to do. It might take, to be honest, maybe 5 to 10 minutes for that whole thing to run through. But after it has done that, you can come through and just hit OpenWebUI serve. Again, it's going to go through, it's going to build some stuff, dump some different warnings and things into your terminal. But then once that is all said and done, it is going to give you an indication that it's done. I'm going to pause and show you guys what it looks like when it's done. And here we go. So down here, it's going to tell you that it has this running on this port right here. And so if we were to go plug this in to our browser, localhost 8080. First thing you're going to have to do is you are going to have to enter a username and a password. If you are signing up, it's asking me to sign in because I already have this on my computer. I'll ask you to sign up. It lives on your computer, so you don't need to worry about anything, really. It's all getting stored locally on your computer. But you'll come through and sign in real quick. Boom. And now after we have done that, we are inside of the OpenWebUI, and you can see that it's running on your local host, which is pretty cool, right? So if we were to, again, just toggle back to what ChatGPT looks like in the web browser, looking pretty similar, but fully open source. And the thing that's cool about this is you can use it with any model. So if I was to come in here and say, what color is the sky? It's going to go out and it's going to run this locally on your computer. So based on the whatever model you're having it run through that you had downloaded onto your computer from Ollama, it is going to give you those answers. And of course, it's giving me a very clever answer that it depends. Point being, you can come through here and you can pick, again, if we were to do a new chat, you have a lot of different options, right? So the thing that's cool is when you see all of these different models that are coming out from different companies, like DeepSeek or whatever it might be, you can typically come in here, go to Ollama, look at the models, find the model, and then just download it in a simple command to your computer. So if I was coming through here and I decided that I wanted to use this Gemma model and just the 2 billion parameter option, I could just come in here, copy this command, paste it over into my terminal, and it's going to be immediately available in this dropdown. So it's pretty cool because this all works together straight out of the box. There's no special configurations you need to do or anything really like that. I will say it gets a fair amount more advanced in here. It has some pretty cool stuff built in. So you can come through here, for example, if you wanted to build your own knowledge base, for example, you could come through here and actually build out a collection and start uploading documents and PDFs into that. And then you can query that information, right? So I have this collection in here called exercise programming. And so if I wanted to ask questions based on the data in that collection, that's something I can do, right? So I can come through here and let's say in my knowledge base, I have a question or I have some information in here about how to build an exercise program, right? And I have this rule about movement order, right? So if I was to come through and create a new chat and put a hashtag in here, it's going to allow me to reference a specific collection or specific file within that collection. Okay, so I can come through here and I can say, how should I think about ordering my exercises within a workout, for example, and it's going to go out and it's going to reference that that knowledge base using like a RAG workflow, and it's going to return to you the actual response. And so here we can see that it is outputting that response. And the thing that's pretty cool is it will actually give you like a little citation to link back to your to the specific file that it pulled that information from. So pretty cool. You can build your own kind of like retrieval augmented system and run it locally on your computer. So that being said, I hope you guys found this video helpful. See you in the next one.